Tim Brando.
Is he okay?
You know what? Brando has become like, and Kelly and I were talking about this last night because someone pointed out that he brought up our show yesterday on Moscona's show. and someone, we got the clip and it was funny, but I mean, Brando has become Tim Brando has become longtime broadcaster, was very well respected, but now he's become like the kid in the class that you almost like spit the spitballs at just to see the reaction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, watch this guy just melt.
I know.
I mean, it's like there was a back and forth yesterday between Brando and former LSU women's basketball coach Pokey Chapman that I think really is it's kind of alarming more than anything. I mean,
well, and it all took place on Twitter, right?
Oh, sure, it was on social media, and
this is
Pokey Chapman replying to Dick Vitale's tweet, which Vitale said it's absurd that the politics of Louisiana have gotten in the way of Dale Brown Court, and Pokey Chapman responded on Twitter to Dick Vitale's tweet. And Tim Brando goes right at Pokey Chapman, and you can see it if you're there, if you're watching, and if you're listening on podcast, I'll kind of spell it out for you here. But so, like I said, Pokey responds to Dick Vitale's tweet that Vitale puts out earlier in the day, just calling out Louisiana politics and this thing that's going on with Dale Brown Court. And Pokey says to that, so on brand, you guys don't tweet about politics when it's all up in our uterus. But a successful college coach, former Olympic coach, and Hall of Fame coach gets your panties in a wad. Just stop. The most privileged species ever always got something to say. Hashtag Boys Club. And Tim Brando fires back at Pokey and says, yeah, right, Pokey. Drag it down to your level. You haven't a clue about what Coach Brown did for women's basketball at LSU. Sad, but then again, so is your story. And Pokey, who keeps this thing very respectful and very above level, said, it's not about Coach Brown. I love him and still keep in contact with him. He is amazing. Thanks for taking the time to respond. And Brando, totally flips who he is and says back to Pokey on this tweet. I got to bring it up because I was reading off the stream. My bad. But I mean, how alarming this is after all of that. Who Brando is now he's so judgmental to everybody. He thinks that people actually give a damn what he has to say or about his judgmental ways, as Brando wraps up his social media flaunt by saying, appreciate you saying that, Pokey. Hope you're well. Keep your head up. Holy shit.
What a bipolar
are
response.
You bipolar, bro? How many personalities you got up in there? You know what I mean? And then he goes on Moscona's show yesterday and says, we'll play the clip. And this is compliments of our friends over at Guarantee Media, 104.5 ESPN. This is yesterday on Moscona's show.
That have their own YouTube channels that say, oh, I'm sorry, if you're on a national championship, then you shouldn't have it named after you. Guess what? You want me to name all the guys that have floors named after them that never won a championship? Dick Vitale, by the way, got to
Dick Vitale! Dick Vitale!
Detroit Mercy.
At Detroit Mercer!
Detroit has his name.
Tim! Stop! Stop the clip, Stewie. Stop the clip. I mean, Tim, first of all, who made you the media police? Who set you the bar that you get in? No, you get in. Tim, WAFB just sent us to SEC Media Days. Does that mean that we're not a part of the media because we got a little YouTube show? And by the way, I'm shocked you listen. Really and truly. For you to know what we're saying on this little YouTube channel, somebody's got to be watching up there in southern Arkansas. Wherever you are. Timmy B, You know what I mean? I mean, this guy has become. It's become funny. It's become sad. It's become almost like entertainment just to see. Like, we're definitely going to tag him in this clip, and I can't wait to see the melt that happens
You're gonna get it.
after that. Just to see like what he has to say. The judgmental, the name calling, the think we give a damn what Tim Brando thinks about us, our show, or really this whole situation.
Why is he so invested in this?
I have
Is my
no
question.
idea.
Why does he care
I
this
have
much
no
about
idea,
the Del
man.
Brown
But
court?
when y'all sent the clip last night and I heard Dick Vitale, I was like, I'm
His
turning this
first
off.
go-to. That is so funny. Do you want me to name the people that have courts named after them that does not have national championships? Sure, Tim. Go ahead. Well, Dick Vitale at Detroit Mercer.
Like,
Oh, sweet. He hadn't coached a game since the 70s. The only reason they named a court after him because he screams in a microphone still. I mean, like, that's all you got? Bobby Crimmins at Georgia Tech. All right. Who else you got? I mean, like, hey, Tim, there's a lot more basketball courts out there that don't have names on the floor of national championship coaches that didn't win a ring. You know what I mean? You want to point out the 8? I'll give you 350 that don't. I mean, to get caught up and to see the melt that this is bringing out and seeing the name calling in the judgmental ways and really just kind of showing us who you are the whole time, I mean, is comical. It really is. I mean, if you're not going to get pissed off at it, right, you have to laugh at it.
God, if you're Del Brown at this point, aren't you kind of like, just
Shut
forget
up.
it? Like, just move on.
shut up.
Yeah.
Tim,
Like, let's
stop
stop.
talking.
God.
Let's stop.
I mean, I feel sorry for him.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it
Because
is.
he's the one like caught in the middle.
I
Just
know. That's
in
what
all
I
the
mean.
crossfires.
Yeah. It's really sad. It's really strange behavior.
I mean, it is. The back and forth tweet with Pokey Chapman
Yeah.
is, to me, it is alarming. It is I mean, like, Tim is like, let's fight, Pokey. Let's fight. And Pokey's like, appreciate you responding. He's like, oh, Pokey, good to see you. Hope you're doing okay.
It is really
Like,
weird.
let me put my shirt back on. I was just in the street calling you out, wanting to fight you.
I thought I read it like out of context.
It was
like
like-
maybe that's how
like-
it started.
Like
Pull it
the
up
thread
again.
wasn't
Yes.
right.
I mean, like, pull
like it
this
was
tweet
inverted.
up. I mean, like, whoever's around him, medical help, maybe. I mean, like, this is alarming, man. Yeah, right, Pokey. Drag it down to your level. You haven't a clue about what Coach Brown did for women's basketball at LSU. Tim, she's one of the best players in program history. She took the program to 3 Final Fours. Sad, but then again, so is your story. Now, Tim, what's your story, man? I mean, like, this guy's so judgmental
Yeah, that's
to people out there that think they're in the media. Oh, boy, here comes the media police. Here comes Tim Brando. Hey, Tim, do I need to show you my credentials? Look, Tim, we work for WAFB. We're in partnership with them. Didn't you work for them at one point? Tim? No, he's not in the media. Sweet. Tim Brando said, I'm not in the media. I'm not in the media. I mean, go call your Mountain West games and go away, man. Like, really.
Mountain
The
West.
Iron Unkind. I mean,
Calling Boise State every
Jesus
week.
Christ, man.
it's very strange.
I mean, it is so weird.
When is this going to be over?
Friday.
Jesus,
Friday.
my God.
Because I can assure you that Friday, they are renaming the court at the Maravich Center.
We should get Tim Brando.
That is going to happen. Like, it's a done deal.
Let him air his grievances.
I mean, it is going to happen. And really and truly, I hope Brando, like he did last year at this time, drives down to Baton Rouge and gets on the microphone at the Board of Supervisors meeting.
That would
Because
be amazing.
if he hasn't done enough damage to the brand, just come down here and light the son of a bitch on fire.
Ruin it.
You know what I mean? Like, just kick it over the edge, bro. Kick it off the cliff. I mean, like, Pokey. So sad, but so is your story. You haven't a clue what Coach Brown... Tim, she was the coach at the program.
She does have a clue.
I love when Pokey fires back. Oh, no, actually, we still keep in contact. So, Tim, actually, you haven't a clue. You know what I mean? Like, you're not in the media.
Probably in his house, like, just punching walls. Like.
Breaking pencils.
Maybe Tim will
You should
call
start a
in tomorrow.
YouTube channel, Tim, and tell us all about it.
He should call in and tell us all about it.
Oh, man. If he got on here, it would be nothing but about Timmy.
Right.
I mean, like, it's Tim on Tim on Tim.
Yeah.
And I love how Tim, the reason why Tim hates me so much is because of how I stood up for Will Wade while Will Wade was getting crusaded by the NCAA. And we're about to learn here in about a week or two that they're going to let Will Wade off with no penalty. Mm-hmm. And they're going to let the LSU basketball program off with no penalty. And look at what Tim Brando is doing for Dale Brown. Look at what Tim Brando was doing for Dale Brown when he was at LSU and got caught cheating. And was going head-to-head with the NCAA. That's my deal with Brando. Brando, you can hate me all you want, man. You can tell people that I'm not in the media. I could give a damn. But your hypocritical ways are something that I've been pointing and laughing at since this whole thing started. What you're crusading against me is exactly what you're doing for Dale Brown. Exactly what you're doing. Exactly what you were telling me and condemning me for while you hate standing up for your boy, Will Wade. What the hell are you doing? Like, you're calling out everybody in the state over Dale Brown court. And because he hung out with Nelson Mandela, you believe it should happen? You know what I mean? Like, get out of here, bro. Go hang back out in southern Arkansas. You know? I mean, this stuff has become, it just like we said it was a month and a half ago, when we were the first to say this is a story that is brewing that people better pay attention to, because when it pops, it's going to be ugly. And it's gotten even uglier than I thought it really would. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the people that are showing their ass on this, it's over. It's over. Go back to wherever you came from and just, if you're going to be pissed about it, be pissed about it. But getting on social media and name calling and judging people and showing who you really are, man, I mean, the brand fall that Dickie V and guys like Tim Brando have taken over the last couple of years has been a cautionary tale for young media members like myself, Tim, that when we grow old in the game, just go away quietly. Just kind of shuffle away. Because really, your old, fossilized dinosaur takes have really turned more people off to you and your cronies than more people liked you when you were in your prime. I mean, look around on social media. Look at the response to that tweet. I mean, everybody's like, sit down, Tim. Be quiet, Tim. She just owned you, Tim. I mean, it's just like, it's sad. It's sad to see what happened to Dick Vitale. Nobody takes Vitale serious anymore. I mean,
oh,
really?
baby.
You know what I mean? Like, I saw he was on the call for Tennessee, Texas. I had to mute the game. Really? I mean, it's like, this is, I cannot believe they allow this old man back to call this action. And Brando has now worked himself into that class where it's like, man, your broadcast career was so cool. And now you're just taking a huge dump all over it and riding off into the sunset with people throwing stuff at you.
Man,
Like,
Pitchforks
get out of
behind
here. You know, like, nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. And it's been great as a cautionary tale, and I appreciate it because I've taken a lot of what media members and broadcasters have done that have come before me and tried to emulate it, copy it, try to take paths, try to go places that people have been and use their tactics. But in seeing some of these older media members grow old in their trade and the takes that they have to really have turned off and really make you forget about who they are, what they represent, has been a great cautionary tale to say, hey, when it's over in this game. When you're disconnected and you still don't have relationships to people that are in positions of coaches, players, administrators that still know what's going on, and you're still giving takes from the 1980s, and you're still telling me about Dick Vitale coaching at Detroit Mercer, it is over. It's over. And the pointing and laughing, I don't mean to be disrespectful. I really don't, because I respect everybody that came before me in this trade and industry and try to uphold that. But when it becomes so below level and you go to name calling and judging, you expose yourself again. And it's sad. So if you want to hate me, hate me. If you want to get at me on social media, at me on social media. But I'm telling you, I, along with the mass majority of the listeners here, could care less. But I appreciate you listening.